Hello again, welcome back again to this YouTube channel, this amazing channel for everyone should be looking at. In this series of the Valentine edition, we are doing the love languages. We did a video previously and you can go and check it on my channel. We did a video on the quality time as one of the aspects of the love languages as explained by Gary Chapman, and today we are into venture into one of the most misunderstood love language, that is the gifting. So sit back, relax and enjoy this content. We'll watch till the end, and above all be with us as we discuss this. So gifting is one of the aspects, or I can say is one of the love languages that is most misunderstood, and it is one of the best that appears in every relationship that comes in wherever another one is. But what I mean technically is you can be having quality time, but then you bring in a gift. It's most of the time mistaken to be a subsidies of another love language, but gifting on its own, it's a love language. So what technically gifting means, it's that expressing affection, appreciation, caring for, and also cherishing somebody through giving them tangible gifts, so for example, people say that God gave us life, it's a gift to us. But now when it comes to being a love language, we don't talk about that taking care of all consideration, but we consider the gifting as a tangible gift. It can be a cup of coffee, for example. It can be you gifting somebody a visa or something, maybe a bag, whatever it is, a bunch of flowers, whatever it is, provided it's a tangible stuff and it's one considered all cherished by that person. So another thing that is very critical when it comes to gifting is the value that beholds behind the gifts. It's not actually about the price of the gift, because for example, in Kenya there's this one popular saying of mapenzi ya 30. What mapenzi ya 30 technically implies is that it's the broken way or the brokenness way of expressing love. Somebody can get you even a mug for water and then you appreciate that. Somebody can get you even I can say samosa, and then at the end of the day it means a lot to you than even that person going extra mile getting you something which is very expensive. So what technically comes along in this way of gifting, it's the thought behind the gift, not necessarily the price of the gift, but the thought behind the gift. Juu hakuna venye mse you can go and purchase something that you cannot afford. You can take a loan and then you buy somebody a gift, then that means it's not given naturally. It's not something that you're comfortable with. A gift is best appreciated when it is something that is very simple to acquire and doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to take regrets after buying the gift. Many a times that we go and take a loan, or we go and spend all our savings on something just to impress that person, and later in the time when the person realizes that maybe you're suffering now, maybe you use the money for rent to purchase for them something that they have been crying for or they have been asking for, and then you've been chased out of by the tenant, right? You're no longer in the same place you used to stay. So when those people realize that you went an extra mile and used the money that was meant for another purpose to get them a gift, then now it loses the meaning of gifting as a love language. Gifting is something that you are comfortable with, something that you are able to acquire at a given time. You don't have to stress yourself, because any moment you stress yourself to find something for that person, then it means that it is not natural anymore. You feel me? So it has to be natural, it has to be something that you have thought of, yes, and something that you can acquire without you having stress over it. Another now let us dive and check the aspects of gifting. So one of the great aspects of gifting is something that is personalized and very thoughtful. Personalized and thoughtful. One of the things that comes along when you're in a relationship, let me take a relationship setting, is how well do you know your partner? What is it that she or he likes more? What is it that he or she cherishes more. That's what is very critical. So once you know that's something that that person, that partner cherishes and loves more, then you can go extra mile to bring them that thing. There is that one gift that that person once told you someday back. Maybe you're having a discussion and then the person said to you, oh my god, I one day wish somebody to gift me earpods, for example, or I one day wish somebody to gift me an art of myself or a portrait or whatever it is. Some people actually go even extra mile to request for, or maybe they say, for example, I'm a fan of Real Madrid, and then you say, I'll love one day if somebody gives me a jersey for Real Madrid. You feel me? So if it is thoughtful and if it is that personalized, when it is personalized, it means that it's very unique for that person. Not everybody loves flowers. Not everybody loves earpods, but there's that one thing that that person loves and that person cherishes. So any moment you get that person that which he or she cherishes, then it becomes one of the great aspects of gifting. Another great aspect of gifting is a symbolic gesture. It's a symbolic gesture of care. It's a symbolic gesture of thoughtfulness. It's a symbolic gesture of how much you cherish that person. Because if you take today and you go and find some kitamba for your grandmother, if you go and find something good for your grandma, for example, even if it is a radio, I'm trying to take a situation of maybe your grandmother loves a radio to a TV, prefers a radio to a TV. So if you give them that radio rather than a TV, then it becomes a symbolic gesture of how much you care and how much you take key to detail of what those people love. So that's another aspect which is symbolic gesture. Another great aspect of gifting is surprise and delight. So surprise technically comes in a way, for example, you don't have to tell me that I'm going to buy you this something. It is well and it is very, very important when it comes as a surprise, when it comes unexpected, because when you expect something, sometimes expectations might be more than what you are being given. But when it comes like a surprise, then you never expected it. That's one thing. And you never even thought that this person was thinking about you when you were not even imagining of the same. So when that gift comes, technically it means a lot to you. It means a lot to the person that you are giving that stuff to. So be mysterious and make it a surprise if you want to juice it up. Juicing it up by making it surprise, it's the best thing that he or she, and it reinforces feelings, because that person always in the back of the mind, it tells him or her that you care and you think about them even when they are not expecting it. Another thing is that another aspect is occasions and milestones. So people who love gifts, they appreciate occasions. For example, we have the Boxing Day, we have birthdays, and we have anniversaries, and whatever occasion it might be. And when a gift is linked to an occasion, then it becomes unforgettable, right? If, for example, take your time and reflect on that gift that you have been given someday. For example, it can be a birthday, it can be you were given that gift during your anniversary, maybe you were given that gift during a Christmas holiday. That gift, any moment you see that gift, it reminds you of the occasion. So gifts are linked to occasions and milestones. Maybe you have graduated and you've been gifted something. You never forget that gift, and that gift, any moment you see it, you'll be able to reflect back and remember that very day when it was given to you. Another last aspect is that it is an expression of love and affection. So this is for those people whose love language is gifting. When they give it to you, it means a lot to them. It shows them that they care about you. It's affection to them. So, even those who you are gifting and all those who are on the receiving end, it provides a physical affection to them and a physical manifestation of love to them. Because if I gift you something today and then you see that stuff, you'll be able to remember how much I care about you, or how much I love you, or how much I think about you. It's affection and love all together. One of the great signs of gifting, that gifting is your love language, is that you love surprises. Any moment you're surprised, it makes your day. So if you're that one person who loves gifting surprises or tangible surprises when they're offered to you, then a great probability is that gifting is your love language. Another one is that words of affirmation, maybe quality time, they might be meaning something to you, but then they don't really mean to you as gifts do. So it means that technically gifting is more important to you than all those other love languages are. It becomes a situation, for example, you can be seated with somebody and you spent maybe an hour with you, but then when they get you something which is more tangible to you, maybe it's even a cup of coffee, it means a world to you than the rest of the love languages. So if gifting pops out to you in your mind than other love languages, then it is probably the love language that is your primary love language. So another thing is that giving out makes you happy. Giving out, maybe giving presents, giving out to kids, philanthropy, giving out to friends, and gifting people makes you happy and cherishes your heart. So technically, what happens with the love languages is that most of the time, that which we give out is that which we expect. So most probably we expect that when we give out gifts, we expect some of them back. So they mean a lot, and in that way, it might be one of the love languages. Another thing is that the value of the gift that has been provided to you doesn't matter. You don't consider the price. So when you are given something and then the value of it doesn't really matter to you, then gifting is your love language. Because those people, most of the people whose love language is not gifting, they expect greater gifts. Like any moment you give this person, he really thinks, or he or she thinks that you could have done something better or something greater than that. But if you're that guy who, when you're gifted even as a flower picked from just the garden and you're really happy, it makes your day, then gifting is one of your primary love language. Another thing that is that you feel loved and you feel most appreciated when somebody gifts you something or gets you something tangible during your special occasion or when you're celebrating a special occasion. So another thing which is an aspect is that gifting, or it means really a lot to you when somebody takes effort, takes a thought to gift you something that you have always longed for, something that you have always wished for. It makes your day and it really means a lot to you. So that is another aspect that gifting is your love language. So, and another thing is that you feel incredibly loved by people when they offer you something, when they gift you something. For example, a good example that I can take in this place is like, you can be heading to a movie night somewhere, but then this person offers to pay for you the ticket. That means a lot to you. So another thing that means a lot to you is that when your partner gives you one of the most used pieces of clothing, it might be clothing, something he used, then you can't take those things off. I think most of the ladies can relate to this, because if you go to your partner's place and then you get a hoodie or it might be a t-shirt from that place, then that t-shirt really means a lot to you. Then one of your love languages, it is just gifting. I know there are many other things that are attached to this, yes, maybe the scent and the sense of belonging, but then if you appreciate even the used stuffs like clothing, then gifting might be one of your love languages. And another thing, that when you're not gifted on birthdays and or when the gifts that you receive during your occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, you don't ever forget them, be it they were of no value. So that technically implies that gifting is your love languages. So another thing that we can venture in as we discuss this gifting as a love language, and people, if you have come this far of the video and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is an honor. Take a moment, click that subscribe button. It's just right below the title or the title of this video. It is in black. Click on it, subscribe, and above all, like this video and share. It means a lot to the channel, and it really motivates me to create more content, and above all, it helps us to grow as a family. So another thing that we can venture into is the misconceptions around gifting. As I said earlier in the start of my video, is that gifting is one of the most misunderstood love language. So one of the misconceptions is that the gift that you give somebody has to be expensive. It's a great misconception, because those people whose love language is gifting, they don't really look at the price, but they look at the thought that is put behind the gift, the thoughtfulness and the mentality that was behind the gifting. It's more important than the price itself. So it's one of the mistaken misconception. Like a person always thinks like, I have to go an extra mile, maybe get this. Let us talk a guy and a lady situationship. So maybe a guy thinks like, I have to go an extra mile and buy this lady maybe a dress so that she can feel comfortable, when you can just buy the lady even simple earrings and they'll mean a world to them. So it's not about the price. The gift doesn't have to be expensive. It's just about the thought that has been put behind the gift. Another one that is one of the outstanding one is that those people whose love language is gifting, they're materialistic. Yes, there's some truth to it. Some of the people whose love language is not gifting, technically most of them, some of them are materialistic. But then those whose love language is gifting, it's upon you to go down and sit with them and ask them why it is important to them. Because just like any other love language, gifting is a love language, and it is critical to some people. So it's not necessarily about being materialistic and loving material things, especially for those people who appreciate little gifts. It's not just about materialistic. Another assumption that is taken is that those people whose love language is gifting, they can't date brokies. Why? Because maybe brokies can't get what they want. So that takes us back to the price tag. It's a misconception. You can be a brokie, you can be with no money and still date that person whose love language is a gift, because that little that you will get, it will mean a world to them. It will mean a lot to them. So small gifts can be appreciated just like big gifts can. For example, I can the happiness that is related to you getting your girlfriend something. In this situation, maybe let me use a chain, a necklace. The happiness or the applaudness that is related to that is the same as some rich guy somewhere getting a girlfriend a car. It's just the same thing. So you don't have to take yourself away from those people whose love language is gifting just because you're a brokie. Just go for what you want, because at the end of the day, love languages, they are just a natural setting. Like they are something that they are instilled to us into our hearts, and we can't change them even as much as we want to. Lastly, one thing that we can venture into is what you can do or how you can maneuver through dating somebody whose love language is gifting. So one thing that is very critical when you're dating these people is that you have to take keen interest of special occasions that mean a lot to them. They might be birthdays, anniversaries, whatever it is. Take keen interest into those occasions that mean a lot to them, and prioritize on those special occasions, and find something little to juice up that occasion. They'll mean a world to them. And another thing that you can do, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your fiance, whoever it is, or your parent, his love language is the gifting, is that you can provide them spontaneous gifts. Spontaneous, just like surprises. Like you don't have to have a schedule, like I have to buy this person a gift every month, I have to buy this person every 3 months. No, let it be spontaneous, and let it be anything that relates to them, something that they appreciate. Another thing, you have to note that the point is not the price tag. So the price tag is not very, very critical to this. Just find anything that matches the occasion, anything that's important to them, anything that they appreciate, and find it to them. And let that thing, most of the time, it's very critical for the gift to be something that is long lasting, not something that is perishable. Because perishable things, we forget about them. If you take me to dinner, for example, I'll forget about it. It'll be a gift, yes. In a long term, yes, it's a gift, yes, but then it doesn't really remain for the long time. If, for example, you get me like a necklace or a watch or something, I'll be able to remember that stuff even if it is many years later down in the line. Another thing is that talk to your partners and ask them what kind of gifts they appreciate. It is very important and it's very critical. If I don't like maybe jewelry, if I don't like watches, if you get me a watch, then it will mean nothing to me. So talk to your partners and ask them what they appreciate the most, and then it will make your work and your relationship easier, because gifting, just like any other love language, it makes the love or that connection that you share with that person to bond even more when it occurs in the relationship. So that's all about gifting. And if you have any questions, if you have anything to add, feel free to leave your comment in the comment section. And above all, I'll see you in the next love language, and I'll let you know what it might be. We are discussing the 5 languages, and this is the second one, which is gifting. That's it for today, people. Until another time, it has been Book 21. Until the next one.